Hi everyone, this is Jason Dunn here from Digital Home Thoughts, and this is an update to my gigantic photo book review. And the reason why I'm doing this update is because I have a new type of photo book, or rather a new type of paper and a new type of lay flat page option from MyPublisher. So this is a MyPublisher book. If you've watched the other MyPublisher videos, you know that I've looked at 3 of their books now. I've looked at the dust jacket version. I've looked at a new photo wrap cover, a photo finish cover rather is what they call them, and this new version has lay flat pages and something called super gloss printing. So as you can tell already by looking at this is not the baby book. In every other example that I've used, of course, I've used the baby book I designed for my son, and as this review has continued to evolve, it doesn't make any sense for me to continue to get copies of the baby book, so I've decided to do something new and do a vacation book. So just like other MyPublisher books, this is you know, a nice matte finish on the cover. Of course, there's spine printing, so that works really good, and of course there is printing on the back. So what makes this book really special? I'll show you. Just like other MyPublisher books, it also has the inside vellum sheet. So this is the new paper. So as I mentioned, they call this super gloss printing. Now, as you can tell by the reflection on the light here, this paper is crazy high gloss. It makes images just pop right off the page. A really common complaint, frankly, when I see people talking about photo books is they say, oh, well, my images are, you know, too dark, or they don't kind of pop off the page and they look so much better on the monitor. Well, if you're looking for something that will make your images as vibrant and as beautiful as possible, this is the paper finish to get. I have never seen any paper like this in my life. This puts the Adorama book, frankly, to shame. The print quality is fantastic on this. What I found really impressive about this is the print quality. You can't really see any sort of like dot pattern. Some of the other books I looked at, when you look closely at an image, you can see a bit of a dot pattern. I cannot really see a dot pattern on this. It's fantastic. Now, obviously, I mentioned this is the lay flat pages, so as you can tell here, there's a completely different new type of book binding here. The gutter is actually quite shallow. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's not much paper in the spine here, but of course there is really no gutter, because when you lay out your pages, MyPublisher prints them quite faithfully all the way over to the edge. So as you know, if you get a book and you kind of flip through it, as you can tell, as soon as I flip the page, it just lays flat, and this is fantastic. As I mentioned about the print quality, and I want to just kind of emphasize this again, MyPublisher, I think, is one of the best print book photo companies I've seen that it doesn't really screw with your images. So I make very sure that all my images are color corrected and they look exactly the way I want. And this is one of my favorite images. I had lots of nice natural light. It turned out really nicely, and this particular image looks fantastic. It looks exactly like it does on my computer. So massive props to MyPublisher for that. The interesting thing about this paper is, unlike some other lay flat options which actually bond 2 pages together, and so you end up actually with a really thick book, this paper, as you can see here, is only 1 sheet thick. So this is actually double-sided paper. Now, what's really insanely impressive about this is that you have to have paper that is this thin. Now, it doesn't feel thin, but it doesn't feel extraordinarily thick. In fact, I would say that the Photo Book Canada, the super, like I think the 130 or 140 pound paper, actually feels thicker. So this stuff doesn't feel too thick, but it's amazing that they've been able to come up with a paper that you can actually print on both sides on. So again, the super gloss printing is fantastic. It's amazing quality, and the lay flat pages look great. I mean, honestly, this book is fantastic. This is a 60-page book, and the quality is just great. As you can see, my son has grown up. He's just so adorable. But yeah, now again, really high gloss. But when it comes to a photo book, I think that the high gloss pages, they add a lot. Now, depending on your image style, you may prefer, you know, different paper, you may prefer matte images, but for something like this, like a vacation photo book, these images just pop off the page and they look gorgeous. You know, here's a really, really nice flower print, and the quality of the printing, the color accuracy, and the paper, this kind of makes me feel as though like I'm looking at like a wall poster, or maybe even like a really, really super high quality art house magazine or something like that, you know, that has really, really nice quality paper and images. Now, this was a 60-page book, and what's neat is that it's not actually all that thick. 60 pages with really, really heavy paper can often end up with a thicker book, and as you know, some of the other lay flat options that I looked like, they actually have, they wouldn't even do a 60-page limit because the binding gets too thick. So, MyPublisher deserves huge props for this book. I can honestly say this is sort of like a quantum leap in photo book publishing, but I will point out that it does come at a bit of a cost. So there's an additional $20 fee for this size of book to get the super gloss printing, and so that's the super gloss pages on the inside, and then to get the lay flat pages, there's an additional $35 charge for the classic hardcover book, and it goes up from there. For example, if you get the deluxe hardcover book, those are the gigantic, I want to say it's like 13 inches by 15 inches, like it's a huge, huge book. That's actually $70 per book for the lay flat option and $40 for the super gloss printing. So this is a very expensive option, and I'll sort of explain a little bit more about that. So this 60-page book that I got with the super gloss printing and the lay flat pages was actually $129.35. So that's a really expensive book when you stop and think about it. Now the quality is out of this world, super, super high quality, but you are definitely paying for that. Now, the way that works out is the base book is $34.75 for the first 20 pages. Then they charge 99 cents for every additional page. So by having 60 pages, I basically more than doubled the cost of my book. And then I added another $55 on top of that to get the nice fancy pages and, of course, the lay flat option. So if you're going to go this route, I definitely recommend, you know, waiting for a coupon or maybe a buy one, get one or something like that. But, you know, as far as a high-end book option goes, this paper and the lay flat pages are just fantastic. They look so good. So I'm gonna give this, frankly, probably a superb rating across the board. This is bar none the nicest print quality I've seen, the best color accuracy I've seen, the most awesome paper I've seen, and also the lay flat option, and of course the awesome cover, the spine printing, basically everything I would want. So this is essentially sort of my dream photo book. This is great. Now, if you're doing a wedding album or maybe a different kind of a vacation album, you may not want that particular style of the super high gloss printing. So it's definitely not for everyone, but again, it's worth pointing out that you can get the lay flat pages from MyPublisher without getting the super gloss printing. So that's not a combination I've looked at, but if you want to get lay flat pages rather, but you want to get maybe a more standard page design, something that's not quite so high gloss, you can do that. So MyPublisher has done an excellent job here, and I commend them for making a fantastic photo book option. These new pages and the new lay flat option, I think, makes for beautiful photo books. So this has been Jason Dunn from Digital Home Thoughts. Be sure to check out the full review. Thanks for watching.